You go into the Maya domain like this world, but you claim yourself to be a Buddha, meaning the opposite direction, the opposite power. And Maya knows that you don't have it. And of course they drag you down. There's no even need for any excuse because you're too vulnerable already. You have nothing, but you claim to be great so that people worship you, make offerings to you, or are even controlling people, oppressing people, or raping other people for money, for fame, or for ugly, lowly, low life desire. Then of course it's enough for Maya to drag you down to hell because you don't have any other power to be protected anyway. If you are not important, then maybe they just punish you a little, make you have an accident or become sick or something, or let you die. But if you are important to them, you attract many other people into your fold to follow you and do wicked things with you, like stealing other people's money or doing anything they can, because you say you will clean all their karma, which is a lie. And when you say you're a Buddha and you have no power to give them, you only rely on this Maya power to delude people now and then to make them feel like they have something, just something physical, but accidentally, and then you claim it, this is you who helped them. Then of course people believe in you more because of the Maya tricks and Maya tricking power, you know, until they're fed up with you, so you'll be in jail or you die. But if they can use you and you are really useful somehow because you're very manipulative, you are tricky, you're wicked enough to do anything at all, to consolidate your power or to fit your low-life desire, sexual desire, money desire, or fame desire, then they will use you. It seems like forever, but one day you will see it because your soul is already held captive by them. You can't run anywhere. You cannot even call for help if you're in hell. That's not allowed anymore because you committed the greatest sin, saying that you're Buddha and you're not, saying that you're completely enlightened and you're not. You mock God. You abuse heaven's power for your selfish gain. That is the stuff that Maya loves to do also. So you are with them. And you are very much like them. Your manner, your activities, your mind, your ambitions, everything is just like a Maya quality. So the Maya would love to use you. And that's why you think you can do it all the time. No, one time, one day, you will regret it. Your mind will regret it, but it will be too late. At that time, it will be too late. Too long, too much accumulated karma that God cannot help you even if at that time you repent. So even if you are my disciple or got initiation from me, but you do things opposite to God's will and are harming others, then you are in the opposite power of Maya. Then you will be a Maya subservient. And because of many things you do, they will use that to punish you in hell forever. Because their law has to be respected. But you did not respect the law of Maya here, which is the 5 precepts and the 10 commandments, or other similar commandments from other religions. Maya is the one who makes this law for their domain, because they also tell God, if you allow them to come here, they have to go through all these tests. They have to withstand the temptation of my world by avoiding transgression of these 5 precepts, my rules. Otherwise, they come here and make trouble for my area or kill the creation that lives in my kingdom. then it is not good. So of course, the law, the 5 precepts are from Maya, not from God. The commandments, some are from the church. Like you have to do things for the church and you have to go to the church and all that, even when the church is already rotten. That's not from God. All this is from Maya. Because Maya wants the beings who come down in his domain to prove that they're really worthy as God proclaims it. If they are godlike, if they have God's spark and God's power in them, they have to prove it. So if a person, a being who comes down here and does the opposite of godlike quality, then he is not godlike and he's not from God. That's what Maya says. Then he is subject to be punished, to be burned in hell. They say to clean out that madness. But all this is not from God. God told you to keep them so that you be safe. You can be completely protected. But the 5 precepts are not from God. Now you know. So even if many people do charity, but they're not clean enough, they're not humble enough, they're not pure enough, and they're not worshiping God, then they're doomed. They will also go to hell. But we, the disciples of God, God disciples, my initiates, can do charity. You spend whatever surplus that you don't need ever, that you earned, you go out there, help people to understand the goodness of being a moral person, of being vegan, of worshiping God, thanking God, praising God. By printing flyers or organizing a party, giving them free vegan food, distributing flyers, printing goodness from God's teaching through actions. For example, like that, showing goodness through our Supreme Master television's demonstration and example. Also some of the films that praise goodness and examples of goodness made a long time ago by our association, showing them my teachings, public teachings. For example, like that, teaching them to cook vegan, helping them to taste vegan food so that they know they are good and nutritious. Because this is the best charity you can make. That's the most pleasing to God and Buddhas. But without ego, you must know you're doing that as a duty to help your fellow beings. Because you also rely on them all this life, in this lifetime, to survive, to have food, to have clean water, to have everything that you have. Without them, you also have nothing. They also came here to do their duty. But if they stray, then your duty is to bring them back to the right path. Or the best is the Kuan Yin path, but they have to be sincere. They have to know that God's the greatest. They have to thank all the Buddhas, all the masters, saints, and sages in all directions of all times. Otherwise, your charity is useless. The Buddha said that to donate true teaching is the best donation, it's the best charity. 布施法是最高的布施，最得福的布施。Bố thí pháp là một sự bố thí cao quý nhất, được nhiều phước báo nhất. But you have to be pure in your heart and humble to thank God for the opportunity to do it. That you have finance, that you have health enough to go do it. Do it on your website, on your Facebook, on your web accounts also. Do anything to donate Master's true teaching to the ignorant masses out there. That will help you also. That's the best charity. Right now, God doesn't demand physical charity anymore. I keep begging God and crying and said, why? Almighty, greatest beyond greatest, why can I not give anymore physically? He said, because the people who are in disaster zones or in pandemic, death time, anytime, anywhere, they deserve it. They need it to be cleansed, or they have to be dragged to a lower world or to hell for their past deeds. And if any of them are not having exceptionally heavy karma to go to hell or to go to a lower world, then the Master Power can take their soul up to heaven, lower or higher accordingly. So if you help them, then maybe that merit will be less for them because they receive something and they have to exchange merit for that. this kind of physical charity, the governments will do it anyway. The governments have means, have financial power to do it. Also, sometimes when we go out helping people in need, some governments accuse us of trying to catch people to go into my group and force them to go on Supreme Master television. For what? Even if they reluctantly go on my television because of my talk, my coercing them or my charming them into it, then it's good for them also. They will have merit, immense merit, huh? Because they're not doing anything bad. No bad example from them on our television, only our good things.